cancel culture. What is it, you might ask yourself? If you're not active on Twitter, you probably don't know. The definition I found online is cancel culture is a term used to refer to the phenomenon of canceling, or no longer morally, financially, and or digitally supporting people, usually celebrities, or things many have deemed unacceptable or problematic. The term is often used as a hashtag on social media, where it is believed to have originated. Essentially, the stupidest thing that's developed over the last 3 years. At least, it's been popularized in the last 3 years. Initially, cancel culture was simply canceling people that actually did wrong. For example, Logan Paul and his suicide victim video. The trending hashtag Logan Paul is over party was all over Twitter. I even participated because of how heinous his behavior was. In situations like that, calling to cancel someone is actually valid during that time period, because his behavior was recent. But of course, it did nothing. The "I'm kind of a sociopath" Paul is still around and kicking to this day, and will be until his audience of 11-year-old boys gets tired of him. Logan didn't lose much other than his dignity, which was already long gone at that point. The internet has a short attention span. People will be outraged for a month or two, then someone else will do something stupid and they'll move on to their next target, which in itself is pretty bad. There are some people on the internet that deserve to be swarmed constantly with hatred, like that guy Matt, a YouTube incel who ruined it for everyone because he couldn't make it. Sometimes cancel culture is valid. People that are doing stupid, heinous things completely deserve the outrage of 100,000 bored teenagers. But here's where the problems start. Let's use James Gunn as an example. James Gunn is an American film writer, well known for his part in directing Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3. A few months ago, a bored Twitter user decided it would be a great idea to go through Gunn's tweet history looking for any dirt on him. Unfortunately, they found some pretty stupid tweets from 2009. Here's where my problem is. The tweets are from 2009. 2009. 10 years ago. An entire decade. These tweets were made before Gunn was even in the public light. People argued he was still too old to tweet stuff like that and he should have known better. Sure, I agree, but to all the outraged K-pop stan accounts typing out their Speechie is canceled tweets, let's think of it this way. In 2009, the type of humor people used was very different. For example, The Office, a loved TV show that's funny to this day, but rewatching it, I always noticed the jokes the show used. If the show was made in this day and age, I can guarantee there would be outrage on social media. The jokes would be considered racist and homophobic. For example, Michael calling Oscar lightheartedly, or the diversity episode.
It would maybe not be a very good driver. Oh man, am I a woman?
This would be considered against women. People in 2019 are incredibly sensitive. Sensitive against things they weren't sensitive against 10 years ago. Have you ever considered why you're so outraged? Have you ever considered your hypocrisy? Enjoying a show like The Office but attacking James Gunn for a poor tweet he made in the same year the show was made. Am I saying what he tweeted was okay? No, but I'm saying you shouldn't be mad at someone for something they did 10 years ago. People do and can change. If someone said something borderline racist on Twitter 10 years ago, does it make them a racist now if they have said nothing racist past those tweets? No, absolutely not. Another cancel phenomenon, a big one, is online blogs going after YouTubers. Previously respected pages such as the New York Times writing slam pieces on YouTubers like PewDiePie and taking clips out of context to make him look like a Nazi or a racist. Then people that already don't like him or are just bored bite into this fake news and attack PewDiePie and YouTube. Because of their article in 2017 slamming PewDiePie and making him into a racist Nazi, YouTube took a huge blow and every single creator suffered. Pewds did make a bad taste joke 100%, but he's not a Nazi and he apologized for the joke to boot. The New York Times fed into a bigger problem in today's society, which is reading fake news and taking it as fact. Many people have a bias towards YouTubers. PewDiePie is a big target, so we'll use him as an example. New media has been portrayed in a very bad light by old media. Many people are frightened by the influence these people have. Some do good with their influence, others do not, i.e. promoting scams, bad brands, or selling crap to children, which is illegal for the record. People are often jealous of YouTubers, seeing them as lazy snobs who get more money than they deserve for a job that's too easy to have. So when a newspaper like New York Times makes a slander article about someone with 85 million subscribers, calling them a neo-Nazi, these people jump on it. The New York Times article blew up, and many other blogs and tabloids covered it, causing what we know as the adpocalypse. Because of a toxic cancel culture nature and people's refusal to just watch the original video the clip came from in order to fuel their own opinions, many good people suffered. In my opinion, Newspapers like the New York Times are frightened of people like Felix because of his influence and his standing with the new generation. He himself has more reach than a newspaper does, especially one that has tarnished its own reputation by publishing a slanderous and fake article. They hate people like him because of the power he has, which is kind of twisted, honestly. They shouldn't be trying to cancel someone out of jealousy. But anyway, a lot of the time, I think people that participate in attempting to cancel someone do not understand the backlash that can happen because of this behavior. Sure, these people did stuff that is a couple of years ago, but does that mean they deserve to lose their careers and livelihoods? James Gunn was fired by Marvel because of the tweets he tweeted in 2009, and I worry that Guardians of the Galaxy won't hold up because of how good the first 3 movies were. Without James Gunn writing them, who knows where they'll be. Another example is the latest controversy on YouTube because of a guy named Matt. I'm not going to say his channel name because he doesn't deserve the publicity. Matt decided to call out YouTube for child predators on YouTube. Now, this has been a big issue on YouTube for a long time, and YouTube has done their best in attempting to try to combat what's going on. Unfortunately, this guy decided it would be a great idea to make a video exposing YouTube and saying it's all their fault because of the child predators that are on their website. It's not YouTube's fault for the child predators that are on their website. They can't exactly ban all of them at once because they'll just keep coming back. And because of this guy, several advertisers have pulled out of YouTube. And the cherry on top is that guy did it just for the publicity. He wanted to be on the news. And that's the saddest part about all this. People jumped on the bandwagon without really thinking about it and joined him in his crusade to kill YouTube. So now people are suffering once again because of a guy's selfishness and people's inability to do some research. But anyway, what cancel culture bandwagoners don't understand is that people change and grow, even in a short amount of time. For example, one of my favorite YouTubers, Cody Ko, as of late has come under fire for a stupid Vine he made in 2015. He was singing along to a rap song and said the N-word. People are currently super outraged at him, calling him a hypocrite because he's advocated against racism. This sort of mentality couldn't be more stupid. Cody is obviously not a racist. He's advocated recently while his Vine was 4 years ago. If you sit there thinking that something someone did any amount of years ago still defines them to this day, you are an idiot. And yes, this logic even applies to Logan. He hasn't shown another suicide victim in his video since the one he made. Of course, a few days after the controversy, he did show a video with dead birds, so we can assume he didn't learn. Of course, does that excuse his behavior and make him a good person? Absolutely not. What I don't get is why people dig through old tweets. Who came up with that idea? They said to themselves,
"You know what? I'm bored. I'm going to dig through someone's Twitter for hours looking for dirt on them because I literally have nothing else to do."
there is so much other stuff you can do besides sitting there trying to find a way to get angry. Why do you feel the need to be angry in the first place? It's just not healthy. But anyway, everyone's opinions and personalities change. There are plenty of examples everywhere if you choose to look. People can learn not to be prejudiced. People can learn not to be hateful. Instead of outrage, why not try education? Teach the people in this current day that are behaving grossly that their behavior is wrong, instead of getting mad at a celebrity for something they did 10 years ago. I'll never understand why people choose to waste their time and energy on being angry about old tweets when there's racist, homophobic tweets popping up every day. There are people out there right now who are tweeting stuff that James Gunn did, are saying the things that Cody Ko did. Why are you outraged at people for behavior they did so long ago? I'm not too sure why people think people's past define their futures. I'll never understand that mentality, and I'll never participate in it. Influencers, especially nowadays, are always getting backlash for something they said 10 years ago or something they did 10 years ago. Good example is Jeffree Star. A lot of people don't like him because of the really gross things he said in the past, but he has profusely apologized for them, and he has not said them, at least to the best of our knowledge, to this day. So does that make him a racist? No. He said some very poor taste things to people back in his past, but that does not make him a racist in 2019. Another person that I hold dear and near to my heart is Jenna Marbles, and people have attacked her for describing things as gay or being gay, and they call her homophobic because she said things like that 10 years ago. What people don't understand is back then, that kind of saying was acceptable and people would say that without really thinking about it, and Jenna has apologized. Of course, like she said in one of her videos that she felt so bad for saying stuff like that now because she learned it wasn't okay and she evolved with the times. She's not a homophobic person. She's Jenna Marbles, like one of the kindest, sweetest, best YouTubers on this platform. I don't know if you can tell, but I love her. It just sucks that people get on for things they did so long ago. Like even a year ago, I wasn't the same person I am right now. I've done a lot of changing personally, and I'm not going to make this about me. We're not talking about me. But Everyone changes, even in a short amount of time. Even people that you think couldn't change, like Logan or Jake. Of course, those two haven't actually changed, but if they wanted to, they could. Jake was given a great opportunity to change, and he didn't. He went and cheated on Erica Costello a month after the series was released, just showing everyone that he didn't care, and he wasn't going to change. So just keep that in mind. If the next time you find out some celebrity said a bad thing 10 years ago, and instead of going and being incredibly outraged at them for something they did so long ago, just be thankful that they're not that way now. I'm just going to say I do not agree with what James Gunn said or what Cody Ko said, because I know someone out there will miss the point of this video. I'm just saying, them saying something X amount of years ago does not make them a racist today. Anyway, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. See you in the next one.